University of Arizona. Our mascot is the Wildcat, which is the bobcat. And we are doing conservation and research projects all around the world, from potentially the Pallas cat in Russia, the caracal in Namibia. We're working on tiger projects in India, the Andean mountain cat in Chile, and then of course our local cats, which would be the bobcat and the mountain lion. And then we've also just gotten a grant to work on and study the jaguars along the U.S.-Mexico border using camera traps. So our mission is to conserve and research all 36 species of wild cats worldwide. Go cats!
I know from my work at National Geographic that wild cats are in trouble everywhere.
They are.
And why is it important to help them?
Because, as you say, almost all species are threatened by habitat loss and fragmentation. Poaching is a big issue, especially for the spotted cats. And you may also know about tigers and how poaching is a horrible issue for them. We're losing tigers in the wild, probably within the next decade if we don't do something. And then the small wild cats, many people don't even know about. They probably never heard of the Joffrey's cat, or the Pallas cat, or the Andean mountain cat, or the fishing cat, or the black-footed cat in Africa. How many people have heard of those cats? And so they may be disappearing for all these same reasons without us even knowing about it. So they need to be studied. We need to also put conservation efforts, which is different than research. Conservation happens with people. And so we are also partnering with anthropology and social science so that our students and our employees are actually facilitating conservation in the social realm. It's really with humans that we also need to work.
Right. What programs are you doing for the U.S. local cats, especially around here?
Well, we have it's called our Backyard Bobcat program. And amazingly so, our bobcats in this Tucson area, in this desert habitat, are adapting to people's backyards. So and people don't feed them as such. They are just actually taking advantage of a very rich environment of a lot of food resources, meaning birdies and bunnies, and there's water features, and there's cover and walled patios. So these bobcats are living in people's backyards, and most people just love them. They have kittens laying on the lounge chair and thundering around on the roof, and they take pictures, so we're mapping these bobcat photos around the city so that we can document their distribution across town.
The fact that they're adapting to the cities, is that a good thing?
It can be mixed. I think in some ways this is one species that actually adapts fairly well to humans, and they get along with humans, and so far most of the humans love their cats, so that's doing well. There are also urban-related threats to bobcats, like rodenticide poisoning. When people put out rat poison for their pack rats or their nuisance rodents, that can actually get into the food chain through bobcats. And other studies have shown that they have mortality from rodenticide poisoning, roadkill, electrocution on power lines, things like that. So it's mixed.
I'm wondering, does the average urbanite even know what a bobcat is, or do they think it's just a large domestic cat?
You know what they often think it is a mountain lion.
Oh, really?
And they're so different. It's hard to imagine. But we do have mountain lions here in these local mountain ranges, so we're studying those as well. We have a camera project going right here at Saguaro National Park, right here where base camp is. We've had camera traps out where people are, I have volunteers and they're monitoring the cameras to assess the status of mountain lions in the Tucson Mountains and also in our other mountain ranges around here.
So there are mountain lions here and bobcats in the park?
Right here, that's right, yes.
How about jaguars? When was the jaguar last seen in this area?
In this area, actually in the mountain range, just right over there, is where there have been several sightings of jaguars and the photographs of jaguars taken with these infrared triggered cameras. And so we're going to be gearing more cameras up there soon.
Well, let us know when you get some camera trap photos. We'd love to publish them.
Yes, we would love to have
It seems to me that the average American often thinks of cats as being in Africa or India, tigers and lions, but meanwhile we've got big cats right here in our own backyard. as you say, and they also need help.
They do, and then they absolutely do. We're fragmenting the landscape, and even with our fairly common cats like mountain lions and bobcats, all our roads and our freeways and our infrastructure can affect them. So we can look at wildlife corridors. There's still a lot we can do for the big cats right here in the United States.
What would happen if the local cats disappeared from the wild, the bobcats and the mountain lions?
Yes, I often use a slide in my slideshow that talks about what's called trophic cascades, and that is if you lose your apex carnivore, the very top carnivore, which the cats are, they eat only meat and no vegetation. And so what happens then is that the next layers of species proliferate. So you might have, like what's happening back east and in the Midwest, is you have a proliferation of deer because all the top carnivores are gone, like mountain lions and wolves. And then that in turn affects the vegetative diversity and can even create something like Lyme disease. So because of the deer tick that proliferates. So that's called a trophic cascade, where it ripples through the whole ecosystem. And so that's why even our bobcat is very important for ecosystem function in this area and throughout the world.